Committee reports, legislative update, Mrs. Shorter.
Yes, thank you. I did want to just go through a few things. We had the OSBA conference. It kicked off Sunday, and we had our caucus dinner, which was really entertaining this time. We had some great dancers. We had an energetic speaker from Youngstown, which is a famous district because of House Bill 70 and some of the issues pertaining to schools that are under state control. So she had a lot of interesting information to share, but the gist of the conference pertained to basically voting on our platform. So we take the same platform and we have amendments that are offered, and those amendments are voted on by the delegates. So on occasion, we have some issues that are a little more controversial than others. So for the most part, this particular meeting was a little more, I guess, raucous. There was a little bit more controversy, I guess, than normal. For the most part, the new amendments that were offered pertain to the OSBA opposing legislation that legalized or commercialized recreational marijuana in the state of Ohio, and allowed for public school personnel to use marijuana while employed by a public school. So that was an OSBA opposed legislation. So this particular provision in the platform was not something that most of the school board members were comfortable with. So the OSBA will not be engaging within that type of structure as it pertains to drugs. Another, I guess, more specific or significant type of legislation pertained to parental right to know. And so as you guys are probably aware, that particular term has come up before as it pertains to student records, and sometimes it goes a little further than that. But the caucus wasn't comfortable with the language, so this is a provision that was struck out. And in the platform, that particular language pertaining to the parental right to know will not be included. Overall, this was the longest meeting because of the issues that were a little bit more controversial. There were numerous points of order offered, numerous parliamentary type of procedures and things like that offered in order to handle some of the more, I guess, controversial elements of the platform. So it took about 4 hours to get through. Normally it takes about 2, but we've got the platform voted for, and at the end of the day, we did have enough people to form a quorum in order to get this voted on and passed. But this was a rough year. I think it gets a little more controversial each year. Things in Ohio are changing. There are other voices that want to assert themselves, and so it's a classic battle. It's just a situation where you have different opinions about what's best for children. All parties want what's best for kids. So the OSBA is where we hammer out what type of platform we're going to have, or what type of items are going to be there for lobbyists to go and work on. So, democracy within the caucus held, and we were able to get those items voted out. But overall, it was a great conference. Had a chance to attend some really good workshops and hear some good speakers, and had a chance to meet the National Teacher of the Year, who is right here in Oberlin, Ohio. So it was good. It's good overall. If there are any questions, or if you want to know more about the specific platforms, I'll be glad to talk to you later on and give you some details. It was definitely interesting.
Well, Mrs. Shorter, thank you so much for being a district delegate to that. And that's, I don't know how many years in a row now, but thank you very much for doing it.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Mr. Baker, I ditto that. Thank you, Ms. Shore, for going to that year after year, and that sounded like that was a tough one. So thanks for sitting through it, and thanks for bringing back the detailed information.
No problem. All right, my pleasure.
Next up, Butler Tech. I have no report for tonight, so we'll move to student achievement. Mrs. Gundry?
Okay, let's see. I wanted to mention that we had 4 of our student athletes, emphasis on student athlete, that signed on a recent signing day. They are Kayla Compton, Spencer Curran, Henley Kraus, and Emma Sicking. Kayla signed for cross country and track, Spencer for golf, Henley for volleyball, and Emma for volleyball. So congratulations to them all.
Thank you, Mrs. Gundry. Parks and Recreation, Mr. Clerk.
Yeah, I believe, I'm pretty sure that we're going to have a shelter or bathrooms with electric at Harbin Park after Thanksgiving. The delivery should be coming. Everything's set finally, so that's exciting. And then the next phase in the summer will be the kids' playground, going from that age appropriate or age preschool through the 6th grade as it tears down the hill there. So more's coming, and it's happening. It's happening, which is good now. Yeah. For those hikers, there is at 10:30 a.m. Mr. Perry, you're a hiker, aren't you? Sometimes. It is at Waterworks Park. We meet at Joe Nuxall Pavilion there at 10:30, goes till noon. Also, there's a couple more of the farmers markets left. Those are Wednesdays from 4 till 7 p.m. There's only a couple of those left. And then finally, on Saturday, November 26th, is the park's Parade of Lights. So I think there's probably a float in this, represented from this room, right? Or no? Are we good?
Not this year.
No,
So
Judge.
there might be some from the school district, but
Okay, all right.
the Saturday after Thanksgiving
Little tough.
caused some
Yeah, my
scheduling havoc for
My apologies.
our crew, so we'll see about next year. But I've
But-
shared some feedback that the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and that's rivalry day for college football, is that hurts
It does,
our
it does.
chances, and
Yeah.
so
I
it's
think
tough.
they're hearing that. I took that back because some judges weren't able to help out because of that time.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you are here and you want to see it, it's Saturday the 26th. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Clark. Mr. Smith, anything from Planning Commission?
Nope, nothing relevant for the school district, so no updates at this time.
Great, thank you.